Will, thanks a lot for giving us a couple minutes here. Day 5 of training camp is in the books. Can you sum up your personal experience thus far in training camp 2018?
I've been having fun. Just going out there with the same guys. But this year, you can feel the sense of urgency. You can feel that people, trained a lot during the off season, put a lot of time into their craft, and it's showing out here on the field. A lot of guys are running the ball, making plays on both sides of the ball, and people are working hard on special teams. So you can tell guys got a sense of urgency around here. There's a lot more accountability, and that's what I see thus far. For my personal self, I'm just flying around trying to get around the ball as much as possible. Whether it's in a down package pace, wherever we're at, wherever my whatever my task is, make sure we're getting it done.
Do you see yourself as that new hybrid type of safety that teams are looking for, a guy that can be physical against the run and strong enough to play the run, but also athletic enough to cover these tight ends and running backs?
Oh, yeah. I've been like that since I was in college. In college, I was covering slots, though. We called it like a spur safety, which I would line up in the slot. I would go back at 12 yards, go to the boundary at 14 yards, just a whole bunch of different aspects of my game. Even now, I line up in the A-gap, I line up in the non-technique, I'm at dom, I'm at safety, I'm in slot, I'm on 3 by myself. So, being able to – that's what I worked on this offseason. I was with Chris Harris the whole time, and that's basically his role. He just never in the box. Other than that, I'm covering, the third wide receiver, or, it's just a whole bunch of different things to my game that I like to, showcase out there on the field.
Will Parks dropping by Stokely and Zach. Will, something that we've heard, the same sentiment from a couple different players, is that Vance is different this year. He's got a little bit more edge to him.
Mm-hmm.
Shane Ray, about 72 hours ago, went so far as to say that Vance Joseph is ruling with an iron fist. Can you tell the difference in just terms of authority and being comfortable as the head coach from Vance Joseph this time last year to where he's at right now?
Oh, man. I don't know. Words can't describe it. He come in and his presence is felt. There were a lot of times where, he would come in and say something, and I could look around and I could see guys just kind of wander off. But now it's like everybody's paying attention because of the message that he has put in during OTAs, and everybody understood that message, took it through the offseason, and brought it back with him. And that's just accountability. Everybody stepping up as being leaders. You don't have to be the top guy to be a leader. You could be a role player or whatever to be a leader. That's all he wants. He wants guys to be hard-nosed, most conditioned, most physical team out there, and you can feel that what the message that he brought to the team each and every day, each and every team meeting is being thought after.
What expectations for y'all this year as Justin Simmons comes up and gives you a nice little shot to the ribs? Expectations for y'all this year defensively?
Number one, that's it. We don't talk about nothing else. That's been the standard since I've been here. Since 2016, I've been a part of the top 5 defense, in the league, in the world. And that's what we want. We want to be number one in every category there is, and that's how we practice. Running to the ball. That's all they talk about. Get to the ball. You get to the ball, things that happen. So as a defense, you don't really want to, talk about too much. You want to be about, and that's kind of that's our presence.
Joe Woods going into his second year as a defensive coordinator. Have you seen any difference with him compared to last year?
Oh man, Joe Woods, one of the guys that helped me get here. He's like VJ again. It's the same message, and you can tell all those guys, when they meet, he kind of gets his message across to the coordinators, all the way down to the position coach, and Joe Wood did a hell of a job as far as getting us prepared, not just, for the day, but at every moment, every meeting. Be ready for this meeting. If he walks up to us, hey, man, you ready for the day? There's just a whole bunch of different things that, Joe Wood has done throughout this offseason to help us get ready up to this point. And, he could tell. He treats us like the game. We got to take the ball away, but at the same time make those guys better. And I'm pretty sure, Bill Musgrave is doing the vice versa. Those guys are doing a good job competing and making plays, calling plays for us.
And I'm glad you referenced that side of the ball. And once again, Will Park sitting down with us here on Stokely and Zach. You referenced the offensive side of the ball. You're on the other side, so you get a pretty good idea of the temperature of the offense for the past 2 years. How is it different this year under Case Keenum?
First guy in, last guy out. That's what you want in the quarterback.
Yep.
Guys are listening. He's the only one talking in the huddle. We can hear it sometimes. He makes sure his presence is felt again. Making the correct throws. If the throw's not there, throw it away. He's a smart guy. You can tell he has experience, but I don't know, not only the experience, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league to me. 67, completion percentage overall was at second in the league last year.
It was
coming in for us.
Look at you.
I pay attention. I pay attention. That's what. But that's the kind of guy that you want in your locker room. A guy that you know, I asked him, you know, how he reads safety. He was just giving me answers, and he was telling me, you know, what do you look at me? And I'm like, well, I mean, it's just a whole different things, and I'm getting it from him. You know, that way when I go out in the field and I'm playing these quarterbacks, I'm like, well, I'm playing this because I remember a guy that told me, you know, play like this because he's the top guy quarterback. I'm pretty sure he's around these guys all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I like about him. He'll give you a sense of how he reads the defense, and I kind of took that to consideration. That was about 3 days ago too.
How about Courtland Sutton? You know, to me, he shows up every single day. He's making highlight
like
little catches.
Don't get him going here. Don't get him going.
My man. My man.
Oh, yeah.
But talk about Courtland Sutton and what he has done out here so far.
LeBron James of the field.
Yeah. Wow.
Go up there and go get that. That's all. I'm pretty sure if you threw a couple alley-oops to him, he'll be 100% on him.
Well, we checked in with Larry Brown, and he raved about him because he was playing basketball at SMU, and it looks like he. And I know this is going to sound like a silly statement, but he rebounds the football.
That's what you want out of a 6'5" guy who's over 215, 17 pounds.
Yep.
You know, a guy that can go up there and get that. He can run too. He can get open. He can run. He has crisp routes. You know, that's rare. That's very rare. I mean, that's a young DT in the flesh. I mean, right now. You know, I mean, that's what we need. You know, we need a whole bunch of playmakers. You know, Courtland and not only him, 17, Deshaun Hamilton.
Yep.
Boy, that boy he quick.
Yes.
He real quick. He get open.
Yeah, I think you're going to see those guys making an immediate impact. How about the young corners on this team? And you look at Brendan Langley.
My little pit bull item.
How have they looked to you?
Both of them showing up on film making plays. Item every day has at least 3 PBUs. You know, and going up against 14, you know, that's making him better, and he making 14 better. But Langley as well. You know, we all know Langley's pretty fast, but Langley's night and day from last year. Being real technical in his keys. Even out here, I'm pretty sure he was just the last guy off the field. He just, you know, got done putting in some extra work with defensive coordinator Joe Woods. So, I mean, Langley's definitely dialed in this year.
Well, awesome, man.
Yeah.
We can't thank you enough for joining us.
Appreciate it.
And you know what? I'm heading up your new fan club, man. I'm the
appreciate
head of that club, baby.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks
It
for
just
stopping
took
by.
one name drop, and now he's driving the bus.
All love. I appreciate
My man,
it.
Will Parks.
Hey,
Thanks,
best
buddy.
of luck this season.
Thank you.
We'll be following you.